In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on March 4th, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best bet single picks, best bet parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Duke versus North Carolina. Unranked Duke makes the short trip to Chapel Hill to take on unranked North Carolina in the biggest rivalry in college sports, which takes place from the Dean Smith Center on Saturday. Duke got a little bit of revenge from getting swept last season as they beat the Tar Heels 63-57 as a 2.5-point favorite at home on February 4th. This game is even more important than usual as Duke is playing for a higher seed in the Atlantic Coast Conference and NCAA tournament, while North Carolina is 11-8 in the Atlantic Coast Conference and trying to cement an NCAA at-large bid. The Blue Devils are 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 road games and 4-12 against the spread in their last 16 games overall. The Tar Heels are 21-7 against the spread in their last 28 Saturday games and 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. The under is 10-3 in Blue Devils' last 13 road games. The under is 4-1 in Tar Heels' last 5 overall. The angle this year could be so refreshing. After all of the trauma handed out by this group of Tar Heels, a Duke win here would both spoil senior night and leave North Carolina stranded on the bubble. As much as I'd like to trust Shayer's squad in his first trip to Chapel Hill, I can't ignore how much this game means to North Carolina. Along with saying bye to one of the best lineups in school history, this experienced bunch needs a win here to solidify their bubble case. The hosting team has thrived in this matchup, and with everything North Carolina has at stake on their home floor, they should find a way to win this game. I truly love for Duke to spoil all of it, but I've experienced how the Tobacco Road rivalry works. From Jeff Capel's shot to Austin Rivers' game winner to last year's bitter Final Four ending, it's epic, but it's emotional, and the Tar Heels should be full of that Saturday night. So the North Carolina Tar Heels to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The last time they met, these teams put up a combined 120 points. Since then, Duke has averaged 73 points per game over 6 games, and North Carolina has averaged 75.4 per game in their 7 games since. However, in their last 3 games, the Heels have allowed just 63 points per game, while Duke's defense has served up just 62.3 in their last 4 games. This tells me that both teams' defenses are working at a high rate, as was evident in their first meeting. The lively Baycott block showdown is also a reason to think that some basketballs might not reach their intended destinations on the night. The under is 6-1 in the Blue Devils' last 8 versus a team with a winning percentage over .600 and is 4-1 in the Tar Heels' last 5 games overall, per Covers.com. The last game went under, which halted a 7-game over streak between the two, starting a new trend. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Butler versus Xavier. The Butler Bulldogs hit the road to take on Xavier in the final regular season game for both teams on Saturday. Butler comes in with a record of 14-16 overall and 6-13 in the Big East. The 17th ranked Musketeers are 22-8 overall and 14-5 in the conference. Hanging an ugly beating on Butler is exactly what I believe Xavier will do in this spot, as the first half in that first meeting was nothing more than a huge abnormality for this team. The Musketeers responded with 46 points in the final 20 minutes of that attempted comeback, and I expect to see that type of production from Xavier from the outset of this game. The only other time Xavier found themselves in a revenge spot this year was in the second meeting with DePaul after losing 73-72 at DePaul in the middle of January as 9-point road favorites. Well, the return match saw Xavier at home, as they are here, laying double digits, as they are here, and the Musketeers went out and won 82-68, covering the -13 spread at the same time. There are just too many similarities similarities between that result and this spot that I've got to lay the chalk with Xavier here. Butler is ripe for getting spanked again with the season essentially over, as this one has a 20-point home win for Xavier written all over it. So the Xavier Musketeers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. With Butler's offense failing to reach 60 points scored in conference play as frequently as they have, and the Bulldogs riding a perfect 9-0 to the under run on totals coming into this game. Going over this total is not likely to be that popular of a play. After all, why but heads with significant streaks, right? Well, season finales can bring a lot of odd things with them because of questionable motivational levels with the teams involved. Butler is a team that doesn't mind running when they are called upon to do so, and chances are they'll be chasing a large deficit for the majority of this game. Teams just can't afford to play slow for long periods of time in those instances. Furthermore, it doesn't hurt that I've got Xavier's 7th-ranked adjusted offensive efficiency offense playing on the other side, in a building where they are 11-4-1 over-under this year and clearing totals by an average of 5 points. The Musketeers also have one less day off since last playing, and with the rest disadvantage, Xavier is 6-2 over-under this year, clearing totals by an average of 9 points. Never mind not wanting to step in front of a 9-0 under run. Xavier's offense at home is not one I'm looking to step in front of with an underplay either, especially after their last 2 home games were 2 of their 4 under results at home. Butler's offense being so bad actually brings this total for an Xavier home game down a shade too low in my opinion. So as long as Butler can pull their own weight and make this the 8th time in 20 conference games that they score 60+ points, I believe the score goes past the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Connecticut versus Villanova. The Connecticut Huskies will be going for their 5th consecutive win when they face the Villanova Wildcats on Saturday night. The Huskies are coming off an 88-59 win over DePaul as 17.5-point favorites. The Wildcats are coming off a 76-72 win over Seton Hall as 2.5-point favorites. Villanova is 7-3 in its last 10 games against Connecticut. Connecticut is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games and 12-5-1 against the spread in their last 18 games following an against the spread win. The under is 4-1 in Connecticut's last 5 Saturday games. Villanova is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games and 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 Saturday games. The over is 4-1 in Villanova's last 5 games following an against the spread win. The road team is 8-3 against the spread in these two teams' last 14 head-to-head meetings. These two teams come into this game playing great basketball and are on winning streaks. It took Villanova a while to get going this season, but they look like one of the best teams in the conference now. Connecticut has been inconsistent this season, but they have scored 87+ points in 3 straight games. Connecticut is the better team and should be favored, but Villanova continues to be a tough out, and there are 4 seniors on this roster who would love nothing more than to go out with a victory on its home court against a ranked team. Villanova wins at home by an average of 8 points and loses as underdogs by an average of 2 points. With Connecticut struggles on the road, I like Villanova here, so the Villanova Wildcats to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. These two teams put up a combined 140 points when they met back in December. 3 of Villanova's last 4 games have eclipsed the total placed on this game, while UConn has needed very little help to get there in each of their last 3 games. Both teams are also shooting 49% or better lately. The Huskies have scored 86 or more points in 6 of their last 10 games, twice dropping 87 points on ranked opponents. The Wildcats have put up 76+ in their last 2 games and have scored 72 or more in 4 of their last 7. The over is 3-1 in the last 4 meetings and 6-1 in the Huskies' last 7 games following a win of 20 points or more. The over is also 3-1 in the Wildcats' last 4 games. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.